You've been told that manifesting your dream life is complicated, that it takes endless rituals, long affirmations, perfect moon cycles, and grinding your energy until the universe finally listens. You've been told you have to work for it. Visualize harder, believe stronger, repeat louder. But here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. Manifestation was never meant to be hard. It was meant to be natural, effortless, instant. The reason most people fail isn't because manifestation doesn't work. It's because they're trying to do it through force, and force doesn't exist in the quantum world. In the quantum, forcing equals friction. See, right now you're not living in a universe. You're living as part of a quantum field. It's infinite, intelligent, alive. It responds not to your effort, but to your alignment. It mirrors your signal exactly, not what you say, but what you are. Yet almost everyone approaches manifestation like a war. They try to overpower their current reality with effort. They repeat affirmations they don't believe. They visualize outcomes they secretly doubt. They fake gratitude while their body still lives in fear, stress, and scarcity. And then they wonder why nothing changes. Because here's the secret nobody explains. You can't broadcast abundance while your frequency is still tuned to lack. You can't call in love while your nervous system is still braced for rejection. You can't attract ease when your body is addicted to struggle. This is why 99% of people never experience quantum manifestation. Not because it's difficult, but because it's too simple for the mind to accept. The quantum doesn't respond to pressure. It responds to precision. It listens to one thing only, your coherence. So the real shift isn't about adding more techniques, more scripting, more steps. It's about dropping the noise, stripping manifestation back to its most elegant truth. You don't get what you want. You collapse into the version of you that already has it. That's the essence of quantum manifestation. And once you understand it, everything starts moving differently. People, money, opportunities, even time. So before we go deeper, pause for a second and really ask yourself, if nothing needed to be forced, what would alignment feel like? What would life look like if you stopped trying to get and started learning how to be? Because this next part, the part most people never grasp, is the key that unlocks the entire field. Take a deep breath, because what I'm about to tell you will permanently change how you see reality. Every single moment, every single version of you that could ever exist, already exists. Not in your imagination, not in some distant timeline, but right here, right now, layered like frequencies, invisible until you tune into them. Think of the quantum field as a giant cosmic streaming service. Every movie, every life version is already uploaded. We're not trying to create a new movie about your dream life. We're simply choosing which one to press play on. You want to be wealthy? That version of you already exists, confidently making decisions with overflow. You want love? That version of you is already somewhere in this field, waking up next to their soulmate every morning. You want success? That version of you already signed the deal, scaled the business, became the icon. But here's the twist. You don't become that version by chasing it. You become that version by broadcasting its frequency now. See, your body is a transmitter. Your emotions are the signal. Your beliefs are the code. Every thought sends a message. Every feeling sends a frequency. Every reaction confirms which version you're aligned with. When you say, I want money, you're actually confirming, I don't have it. When you say, I want success, you're reinforcing the reality where success is missing. The quantum field doesn't hear your words. It reads your state. You cannot trick the field. You cannot lie with affirmations. You can't pretend to be abundant while your heart is still terrified of bills. This is why most people loop the same life year after year. They think they're manifesting, but they're actually broadcasting their fear louder than their desire. The field simply reflects what's already active inside you. So here's the biggest shift. Stop asking the universe to give you something. Start signaling that you are someone. Speak like the version of you who already made it. Walk like them. Decide like them. Feel like them before proof arrives. That's how quantum collapsing works. The moment your internal state becomes a match, the universe must rearrange itself around you. This is not philosophy. This is physics. Infinite versions of you exist, but you only experience the one you're currently tuned to. So let me ask you, right now, this very second, which version of you is holding the remote? The one who doubts and delays, or the one who already stepped into destiny? Because the shift doesn't happen someday. The shift happens the moment you claim a new frequency as your truth. Everything you want already belongs to a version of you that exists right now. The only reason you don't see it yet is because your identity is tuned to a different frequency. Let that sink in. You're not manifesting things. You're manifesting versions of yourself. Every outcome, every timeline, every miracle is tied to a specific identity signal in the quantum field. And here's the part that flips everything you've been taught. You don't need to earn your desires. You only need to embody the version of you who already owns them. Think of reality like a mirror. It doesn't give you what you want. It reflects who you are being. You can't stand in front of the mirror frowning and say, "I'll smile once my reflection smiles first." It doesn't work like that. But that's exactly how most people approach manifestation, waiting for proof before they shift identity. They wait for the money before they feel abundant. They wait for the love before they feel worthy. They wait for success before they feel powerful. Yet the mirror, the quantum field, then only reflects what's already broadcasted. So when you decide to step into a new identity, something invisible but real happens. The old signal begins to dissolve. Your body starts releasing emotions that no longer belong to that frequency. Fear, guilt, self-doubt, hesitation. And that's when most people quit, because it feels uncomfortable. But that discomfort isn't a sign you're failing. It's proof you're shifting universes. In that moment, your nervous system is literally updating to a new energetic address. You're not changing reality. You're changing which reality you occupy. The secret? Don't wait for evidence. Act from embodiment. When you start speaking, walking, deciding like the version who already lives that life, the quantum field doesn't have a choice but to match it. Because in the field identity, karma magnet, every belief you reinforce tells the universe, "This is who I am now." And the field rearranges everything to make that true. So stop trying to get there. Start being there. If the future you is confident, practice decisions with that confidence now. If the future you is wealthy, move money with that certainty now. If the future you is loved, speak to yourself with that softness now. The moment your actions stop contradicting your desired identity, the quantum locks in. And suddenly, opportunities, people, timing, all start bending toward your new frequency. You don't chase your manifestation anymore. You become it. Because the universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you are. There's a moment in manifestation that almost no one talks about. A silent, invisible threshold where everything changes at once. Where time bends. Where probability rearranges itself around you. Where what used to feel impossible suddenly feels obvious. This is the collapse point. In quantum physics, a wave only becomes a particle, a physical thing when it's observed. Until that moment, it exists as infinite potential. Every outcome, every version, every timeline. The moment you give something focused observation with emotional certainty, it collapses from possibility into form, not because you forced it, but because your consciousness claimed it. This is why identity is everything. When you become the person who already lives that outcome, your observation of yourself changes. You're no longer trying to get, you're recognizing what's already yours, and the field responds by collapsing into that version of reality. It's like the universe saying, "Finally, you remembered who you are." Most people never reach the collapse point because they keep looking for proof. They need signs, synchronicities, or external validation before they believe. But in quantum terms, that's like staring at a blank screen waiting for a movie to start. When you're the one holding the remote, you have to believe first. You have to see it internally so powerfully that the external has no choice but to mirror it. This is why masters of manifestation don't hope. They know. They act from certainty, long before evidence appears. And then suddenly evidence starts flooding in from every direction. It looks like coincidence, but it's coherence. It looks like luck, but it's alignment. The universe isn't testing you. It's syncing with you. Once your energy becomes consistent, your thoughts, emotions, and actions stop contradicting your chosen frequency. That's the moment of collapse. Reality bends. Time folds. People appear. Messages arrive. Doors open that logic can't explain. You feel it as a surge and a strange calm mixed with knowing. It's not excitement or desperation. It's the quiet, absolute feeling of, it's done. And once you feel that, it really is. Because the field doesn't delay what's already coherent. It just reflects it instantly. So if you've ever had that moment where everything suddenly starts aligning, where it feels like the universe is moving pieces faster than you can track, that was your collapse point. It's not magic. It's you, tuned so precisely to your desired reality that the universe had no option but to obey. That's what happens when you stop asking for proof and start living as proof. So you've aligned. You've felt the shift. You've entered that calm certainty, the it's done frequency, and for a moment, everything starts moving. You notice synchronicities, angel numbers, strange coincidences, random breakthroughs. But then out of nowhere, silence. Things slow down. Opportunities vanish. People ghost you. Doubt creeps back in, and you start asking, did I do something wrong? Did I lose my vibration? No, you didn't lose it. You just met the final test of the quantum, resistance. See, the moment your new frequency starts locking into reality, your old identity panics, because it's dying. It's losing control. Every pattern you've ever used to feel safe, fear, worry, self-doubt, overthinking, starts screaming for attention, not because the universe is punishing you, but because your system is recalibrating. That anxiety you feel right after a powerful visualization, that's your nervous system trying to pull you back into the timeline it knows. It's saying, wait, we've never been this free before, is this even safe? Most people interpret that feeling as a sign they did something wrong, and they collapse back into their old frequency. They start forcing again, checking again, begging the universe for proof, which instantly scrambles their signal. This is why manifestations seem to almost happen and then disappear, not because they failed, but because you unplugged before the frequency fully downloaded.
Here's the truth.
Resistance isn't a blockage. It's a bridge. It's the friction that proves your new reality is loading. Imagine upgrading the operating system on your phone. For a few minutes, everything glitches. The screen freezes, apps crash, signals drop. But that chaos isn't failure. It's integration. The same happens in the quantum. When resistance hits, don't fight it. Don't analyze it. Don't fall back into fear. Instead, breathe. Stay still. Let your body catch up to your new frequency. Remember, your manifestation isn't trying to find you. It's trying to stabilize around the version of you that matches it. The more you resist the discomfort, the slower the lock-in. But the more you relax into it, the faster the universe reconfigures itself around your new identity. So the next time everything feels like it's falling apart, remind yourself, this is not the universe saying no. It's the universe saying, hold still. I'm building something bigger than you can see. That's how reality shifts. Not through control, but through trust in the process of becoming. Something beautiful happens the moment you stop chasing and start holding your frequency. Reality begins to bend quietly around you. Not with fireworks, not with loud signs, but in whispers. Small alignments that seem too perfect to be random. You think of someone, they text you. You visualize an amount, a payment arrives. You let go of a problem. It solves itself. That's the lock-in phase. The moment your new identity stabilizes and the field starts reflecting it back. In the quantum, consistency is magnetism. When your emotional signature stays coherent long enough, the universe registers it as truth. Your frequency stops flickering. Your signal becomes steady, and physical reality has no choice but to catch up. It begins with tiny shifts, conversations that nudge you forward, intuitive urges that feel undeniable, gut feelings that guide you to the exact place you need to be. At first, they look like coincidences, but they're calibrations. The field is rearranging itself to match your new coordinates. You're not attracting anymore, you're synchronizing. And because you've stopped forcing, there's no friction left. Energy that used to be wasted on doubt now fuels momentum. Doors open faster, opportunities multiply. Time feels elastic. This is where manifestation stops being a technique and becomes a state of being. Your nervous system relaxes. Your heart feels lighter. You realize the universe isn't something out there. It's a mirror, one that finally recognizes you. But here's what most miss. The lock-in phase doesn't happen because you mastered visualization or repetition. It happens because you became emotionally consistent. Gratitude without doubt, desire without desperation, belief without bargaining. When your vibration stops oscillating between fear and faith, your timeline stops oscillating too. Everything stabilizes. That's when reality begins responding instantly, not as a miracle, but as a natural law. So if lately you've noticed reality echoing your energy faster, congratulations. You're in the lock-in. Stay there. Don't rush it. Don't question it. Just keep choosing the frequency that feels like home, because once coherence locks, it doesn't unlock easily. You've crossed from manifesting someday to embodying now, And from here onward, reality can only mirror who you've already become. Once your new frequency locks in, something incredible begins. The universe starts mirroring you in real time. This is called the quantum feedback loop. It's the phase where the gap between your intention and your manifestation keeps shrinking. Because you're no longer signaling inconsistency. Think of it like momentum in the quantum realm. Every coherent thought strengthens the signal. Every aligned action amplifies it. And soon, reality begins looping your own energy back at lightning speed. At first, it feels subtle. Your intuition sharpens. Synchronicities accelerate, opportunities multiply. You'll start noticing how your inner state literally predicts your outer events.
A calm day inside, hot and harmony outside.
A rushed, anxious morning. Things feel off. You realize you were never reacting to life. Life was always reacting to you. This is when the game changes. Because now you start manifesting consciously instead of accidentally. You understand that the quantum field isn't separate from you. It's a mirror that updates instantly based on your dominant frequency. It's not waiting for you to prove anything. It's waiting for you to stay consistent long enough for the reflection to stabilize. And when it does, the loop becomes exponential. Each success boosts your belief. That belief strengthens your vibration. That vibration attracts bigger evidence. And the cycle compounds, like spiritual gravity pulling miracles into your orbit. That's why high-level manifestors seem lucky. They're not lucky. They're stable. They stay coherent even when life tests them. And so the feedback loop stays open. The field loves consistency. It rewards clarity and penalizes confusion. The moment you doubt, the signal scrambles. The moment you realign, it clears. It's immediate. You can literally feel the shift, like a current of energy rushing through your body, sinking thought and emotion into one vibration. At this stage, time itself begins to feel different. Things that used to take months start appearing within days. Because you're not creating with effort anymore. You're creating with frequency precision. And the more you play with this, the more natural it becomes. You think, you feel, you align. And reality follows almost automatically. That's when you stop asking, when will it come? And start saying, of course it came, that's how the field works. You've entered what mystics call flow, scientists call coherence, and the ancients called oneness. But it's all the same thing. You remembering that reality was never separate from your consciousness. By now you've seen it. The signs, the synchronicities, the proof that reality bends when your frequency aligns. But here's the real transformation. You stop practicing manifestation and start being it. Because quantum manifestation isn't something you do, it's something you are. It's not an event. It's a state of existence. In the old paradigm, you lived from the mind, analyzing, calculating, controlling, overthinking. But the mind is linear. It sees time as past, present, future. The quantum field doesn't. It sees everything, everywhere, all at once. When you start living from the field, you stop chasing timelines, you collapse them. You no longer hope for your desires, you start matching them. And when that match locks in, the field rearranges instantly. You walk differently. You speak differently. Your energy announces itself before your words do. People can feel something has shifted. They don't know what it is, but they feel drawn, magnetized. This is the power of coherence turned into identity. You've become the signal itself. The universe no longer feels like a distant system you're trying to influence. It feels like your own reflection, moving in rhythm with your energy. You wake up in flow. You take inspired action on not forced hustle. You trust delays as divine timing. You release control and watch life organize itself around your calm certainty. This is living from the field, not reacting to 3D conditions, but broadcasting from your chosen frequency no matter what the world shows. Your subconscious stops fighting you. Your nervous system stops bracing for disappointment. And you finally feel what all the teachers have been pointing to for centuries. That effortless, lucid state where creation feels like remembering. Because it is remembering. You're not becoming something new. You're remembering who you were before doubt, fear, and effort clouded the signal. The field has always been you, and vast, intelligent, responsive. The moment you stop trying to manipulate it, it starts flowing through you. And in that state, manifestation isn't a miracle anymore. It's a mirror. You think love, and love shows up. You feel abundance, and abundance multiplies. You broadcast freedom, and life opens like a blooming fractal of infinite choice. This is the quantum creator's secret. You stop doing manifestation techniques because your existence itself becomes one. You're not chasing outcomes. You are the outcome, vibrating in form. And when you live like that, every breath is a command to the field. Every heartbeat is a signal. Every moment is creation happening. Effortlessly, beautifully now. Here's the truth nobody tells you. You can reach the highest frequency in meditation, but if your nervous system can't hold it, it collapses. Integration isn't about learning more. It's about stabilizing your signal in everyday life. Because manifestation doesn't fail in the field. It fails in the body. When your system is wired for survival, always scanning for threat, lack, or danger, it can't sustain expansion. The quantum field may respond instantly, but your biology must be able to receive it. So how do you train your body to stay coherent when life throws chaos at you? You start small. You rewire through presence. Each time you catch yourself spiraling into doubt, pause. Take a slow, deliberate breath. Feel your feet on the ground. Anchor the frequency of safety in your cells. Because the body doesn't speak in words, it speaks in sensations. If it doesn't feel safe having abundance, love, or success, it will subconsciously repel them. The secret to quantum integration is nervous system regulation. It's the ability to hold higher frequencies without collapsing into old identities. Let's get real. You can visualize all you want, but if your body is tense, your heart is closed, your breath is shallow, you're broadcasting stress, not alignment. The field mirrors that faithfully, not to punish you, but to help you see what needs regulation. So practice coherence in motion. When challenges come, breathe through them instead of reacting. When fear rises, don't fight it, hold it. Remind your body we're safe even here. That single truth rewires everything. Soon your system begins to trust expansion. It learns that good things can stay. That peace doesn't mean waiting for disaster, and it means alignment. And that's when quantum manifestation becomes sustainable. You're no longer visiting high-frequency states, you're living in them. You're not chasing breakthroughs, you're embodying them. Because true manifestation is not about one big moment. It's about holding the vibration long enough for matter to organize around it. This is why the masters stay calm when others panic. Their nervous systems have learned to stay coherent even in uncertainty. They don't chase the field, they stabilize it. And the universe responds with precision. So if you take one thing from this journey, let it be this. Your nervous system is your frequency anchor. Train it with breath. Feed it with gratitude. Ground it in presence, and soon your body becomes the safest place for miracles to land. That's how you turn temporary alignment into permanent embodiment. That's how you become the quantum field. Steady, clear, unshakable. This is where the journey dissolves. Not into an ending, but into a remembering. Because the greatest revelation of quantum manifestation isn't that you can influence the field. It's that you are the field. Every wave you've ever tried to collapse. Every intention you've ever broadcast. Every synchronicity that found you. It was all your own consciousness, echoing back from infinity. You were never separate. Not from your desires. Not from your timelines. Not from life itself. The field was never out there. It was always you, the awareness, the observer, the vibration behind every experience. The moment you stop seeing yourself as a human trying to manifest and start seeing yourself as consciousness expressing through matter, everything changes. You stop begging reality to shift. You start sculpting it with your state of being. You realize manifestation was never about attracting things. It was about allowing the infinite versions of you to sink into the one you're ready to live. And when that awareness lands, really lands, life becomes art. You wake up inside your own creation. You look around and realize every detail, every delay, every detour was the field calibrating you to coherence. The struggle was never punishment. It was alignment training. The waiting wasn't rejection. It was refinement. And now there's no more chasing, no more forcing, only choosing. Choosing the vibration, the timeline, the version of you that already holds what you've been searching for. From this space, gratitude becomes your natural language. Silence becomes sacred. Your thoughts slow down. Your presence expands. And reality begins to respond like a loyal mirror. Clear, immediate, alive. You no longer say, I hope it happens. You say, I remember who I am. Because you've stepped into the final truth. The quantum field isn't responding to you. It's responding as you. You are both the signal and the receiver. Both the creator and the creation. Both the question and the answer. And when you live from that knowing, every breath becomes manifestation. Every heartbeat becomes alignment. Every moment becomes sacred. You are not becoming the field. You have always been it. And now, you remember, close your eyes for a moment, not to escape this world, but to finally see it. Feel your breath. The air moves in and out not because you control it, but because life has always been breathing you. That pulse in your chest? It's not just your heartbeat, it's the rhythm of the field. The same pulse that moves galaxies flows through your veins right now. You were never disconnected. You were simply distracted, chasing signals outside, forgetting that the transmitter was always within. Every time you tried to attract, the field was whispering. You don't need to pull anything in. You only need to remember what you already are. This is your transmission. The energy behind every word, the silence between every breath. It's not teaching you anything new. It's reactivating what you've always known. You are consciousness, sculpting itself into form. You are the observer, the vibration, the awareness. And the moment you stop searching for power, you realize it was never missing. Now feel that truth anchor deeper. You are not trying to reach the universe. You are the universe. And when you walk into the world knowing that, reality bends to meet you halfway. You speak, and it echoes. You feel, and the field rearranges. You trust, and everything accelerates. There's nothing left to chase, because everything you've ever wanted was waiting for you to wake up to yourself. You were the code, the frequency, the creation, always. So take one last breath, and let the remembering settle in your bones. Because from this moment forward, you don't practice manifestation, you embody it. You don't try to believe. You simply know. And as you return to your life, every sound, every face, every color reminds you of what you now carry. The stillness of a creator who remembers. And maybe, just maybe, you'll smile, knowing the truth hidden all along.